think it's too expensive, can't afford it. Well, let's make sure we're communicating things to them and showing them the right things so they can make a smart decision on that and not just assume, right, that they can't afford something. They have different packages, and I think the more we're able to speak on these things on our own and have confidence in speaking on these things to contractors, just like financing, the more success we're going to have to help grow these dealers' business. Because one thing about our industry is our dealers need help, right? And we have to be that consultant. We have to be that business partner that's going to help grow their business. Because we can't always go out and find the whale account and acquire that business right away, right? We have to invest our time in growing some of these dealers' business. So, Jennifer, it's your show. And
thank you.
do you want us to go around the room and introduce ourselves?
I would love that.
Okay.
I would love that. And if you guys have heard me more than once, so if you heard the webinar but you've also seen me speak, let me know. That as well.
Okay.
Perfect.
Well, I'll start.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So I'm the area sales manager in Houston. I used to be out in Los Angeles with the same position with a company, so I transferred to Houston in my 11th year. And we have a new team, or it's a new team to me, but it's a great team, and we're building the team. So we have a lot of work to do in the Houston market, growing our add-on replacement business, and I think your company can provide us that help to get to where we want to be.
Fantastic. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Chris Bornay. I've
Hey,
been
Chris.
here for about 3 years.
Kurt Reyes and TSM. I've been here going on 11 years.
So what area are you guys in?
North Houston.
North?
But
Okay.
also North.
Okay. Perfect.
Fernando Below, I've been at TSM for 5 years. I cover the central and southwest areas.
Okay. Fantastic.
Hey, well, I've been 15 years with Goodman, last 11 years in sales. Just had a conversation with one of my guys about HVAC website,
Oh, good
marketingwebsite.com.
job. Aggressive.
So
Fantastic.
hopefully you'll see something from them tomorrow or sometime soon.
Okay.
Air Source Solutions.
Air Source Solutions.
Yeah,
Okay.
So, but anyway, yeah, I've seen you guys at our dealer national meetings and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I've had a few conversations with you guys in the past.
Fantastic. Good job.
I'm Jean Delbosque. I was Goodman 3 years and industry 15. I service the southwest area.
Okay. Fantastic.
Larry Newberry from TSM Houston for almost 16 years now.
What area?
North.
North. Okay. Very good.
Oh, I'm Laurelyn Arriaga. I'm a parts manager.
Fantastic. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Deanna Sobel. I did hear your presentation at the PLP meeting.
Okay.
I didn't hear it yesterday. Sorry.
Okay. That's
Um,
fine.
I've been here for about 6 months, but I was with training for 7 years.
Okay. So all familiar with dealers then.
Yeah, it's been a while, so.
Very
I'm
good.
Kelly. I've been with Goodman for, it'll be a year in May, and I
Okay.
heard you speak in May at the
Yep.
101, the TSM 101 training.
Yeah. Fantastic. Have you watched the webinar yet?
I have not.
Not yet. Okay.
I'm Ronnie Herrera. I'm TSM, been here 5 years, been in the industry for a long time. I cover all over Houston.
Fantastic. Good to meet you.
Jeremy Lucas, been here for about 2.5 years. I'm the RCA, Regional Technical.
Okay. Fantastic. Oh,
Tim McCall, been here 10 years.
good to meet you.
He's the boss.
He's the
Yeah.
boss.
Well, very good, you guys. I have Miss Kathy Marshall, who's VP of our training department as well as customer experience. She's the one who books me for events like this all over the United States and Canada. My husband and our Chief Operating Officer, Michael Hicklin, and he and I spend 9 months of the year doing this. So we live on a houseboat in Seattle. Yes, but we only are able to go home during the summers, and the rest of the time you guys pretty much own and occupy us. And because of the volume of events we do at corporate, as well as the recruiting meetings, we're in Houston a lot. So if we're not bouncing around to every other state, we're here. And I was just telling Nick, you guys have access to us, not just to our sales team, but we, if we're in the Houston area and we're not busy or speaking or training or doing dealer events, we miss home. So I don't want to be bored. we want to stay busy, and we're here. We can absolutely help you guys grow this area. And I think because we're here, we have the ability to collaborate and be more strategic about how we go about this, because we have face-to-face time. We can actually sit down, target a specific group of dealers, a specific set of products, a specific area, and we can go to town and have you guys essentially dominate that area 100% to where you're not asking for new dealers to join you, but we'll put you in a position where you can walk into any dealer that's not working with you and simply lay it out and say, if you're not with Goodman and you're not working with our marketing team, you don't have an option to sell whatever products you're currently selling in your area once we take over that niche. Let me show you what we've done here. So you guys have an exceptional additional advantage because you've got a lot of brains that are sitting right in your backyard. So thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
We greatly appreciate it, okay? So there's no questions that are off par here. Does anyone have current clients with us yet? Not yet? All right, well, we got plenty of work to do. So I'm going to cover some of the presentation I went through in that webinar, try and save you guys some time and bring everything together. Please do not hesitate to stop me if it's something I'm going to talk about later. Great. If not, let's talk about anything that's bothering you or that maybe an objection or something that you haven't figured out how to address. Let's get it out of the way while we're here. Okay? In a nutshell, it's as simple as this as far as the why behind what we do. As a speaker, I get to ask audiences across the entire nation and abroad, if you need something for your house, what do you do? And the answer is notoriously, I Google it. So this is not rocket science. When I ask, when you Google it, do you click on the ads? They say no. Do you click on the maps? They'll say, yeah. Do you click on one of the websites on page 1? And they'll say yes. They search on page 1. Do you go past page 1? I get no's. So normally I can ask this question in any audience, whether I have 500 people in a room or 10, and I'm going to get the same answers. If you find a website and it looks like a DIY project, scary, right? Old, unsophisticated, not professional, what do? You click back and next. What do you do if you find something that looks good? Then you go check out the reviews. They have a significant amount of bad reviews or no reviews. Again, you click back and next. So in my world, because I'm a pragmatic human, this is what's logical to me. Regardless of all the advertisers and agencies trying to sell me on things, I like the fact that real people tell me how they buy, how they make decisions, and I'd prefer to stick with, let's master that. There's plenty of exceptions, but if we work and function based on all the exceptions, then we're looking for tiny pieces of the pie. Let's get the main thing down, which essentially means if your dealers are not an option for the services that consumers are looking for that they happen to sell on page 1 of Google, or if they are and their website looks bad, or if they are and their reviews are not on point, they lose, or they never showed up to play the game. Can't sell something that you don't exist for. Simple enough. And eventually you run out of your friends and family. So you can't always count on that. So the easiest way to explain this is, in today's environment, a website is simply a store. Before we had the internet, they were actual stores. We would walk into a True Value or a hardware store. Today, we Google it, and we're looking for the store online. So what does their store look like? How old is this store? Is it safe? Is it safe to walk in? I'll explain what I mean by that, because some of their websites are simply not safe to enter, and there's actually a giant sign up there that says, this site is not safe. You should not fill out any forms on it. And about 80% of your dealers have a giant sign that says this is not safe on it. Oh,
Wow.
now we're starting from ground zero. So that, and most people see right over that. They don't even notice that's there. So out of about 3,000 evaluations we did last year, over 85% of them were unsecure websites.
Wow.
So
One thing really quick, I don't
Yes.
mean to interject, but I was with a dealer yesterday, and we were talking about his website. And he said that the company that helped him with his website mistakenly didn't put his license on the website, and so the state came after him and pretty much took down his website, and it was a process to, I mean, have you ever seen that before?
So here's what I would say about most of the feedback you guys get from dealers. It's part true.
Okay.
So it's possible that an agency who maybe has not worked with HVAC or hasn't worked with HVAC that were in states that actually require licensing on your website, because not all states have the same requirements. So they could have hired a friend, a family member, a local guy who doesn't know any better. That's possible. It's also possible that they hired somebody and that in the very beginning of the project, that agency said, hey, fill out all these forms, give us all this information, and we build your website based on that. And that the dealer just simply didn't give any information and made them guess. That is extremely possible as well. So either way, not good, but it could have been either.
Gotcha.
Could have been either. So just take everything you hear with a grain of salt and do some more digging. So maybe. That is definitely why you want to be careful with who you hire. And we'll cover that for sure. So when it comes down to a website when it's digital, the challenge is that these shops don't last very long. Because just like in a building, your code and your compliance and your inspections, it's going to grow every year. I assume it's the same with your equipment. I assume that your audits and specifications for creation of something that somebody has to use that has to remain safe, it continues to grow and enhance. Well, in this environment on the web, it does too. Because you have an entire world of hackers that enjoy snagging the rights to someone else's store so they can go do some dirty work behind the scenes within it. Does that make sense? Okay, so the stores last 18 to 24 months, i.e. the website, and it's got to look good. And you guys will absolutely have a dealer that's rationale is, I've got 22 years in business, I've been doing this all my life. And it says it right here on my website. You see, we'll scroll down, there's a piece of text, and it says, I'm not a fly-by-night dealer. I'm here to stay. I've been doing this for 20 years. The rest of it looks very scary. And they think that's a go. So you have to be able to address that. You guys are not selling a $6 lipstick. It's an expensive piece of equipment, probably one of the most expensive things they put into their home. You already know that. You can't get away with looking like you did it yourself. Now, within the store, you would want to have products. You'd want to have things for people to buy, right? Well, in this environment, kind of like cataloging in a retail store, cataloging a retail store is, here's my dress shirts, here's my men's slacks, here's my men's shoes, here's my women's dresses, and so forth. Okay, if there's no cataloging system, it can't go into the right department. Imagine walking into a retail store and it was just a mess. You're out. You're going to leave. Okay? Same thing here. The only difference is you don't get time to explain because the system that is cataloging and filing all the products and services from your website into the right department, drawer, is Google. It's a robot. It's not going to guess. It's not going to look at your image or your logo or your video or your pictures. It's simply going to crawl the braille, which is the text on the website. It's deaf and blind, does not hear, can't explain. And it's going to take whatever that page is, which is a single product. Every page on that website can only be filed in one drawer. It's going to take it and it's going to put it into a drawer. So is that drawer something that people who want to buy what you guys sell, something that they're looking for? For example, content, air conditioner installation in North Houston, air conditioner installation in blank, another city, okay, West Houston, and so forth. You guys are going to have to give me all your surrounding towns. Okay, it might be air conditioner replacement in blank, air conditioner service in blank, AC service in Spring, perfect, AC repair in Cypress, AC replacement in, air conditioner replacement in, air conditioning replacement in, welcome. Those are the things consumers, I love you guys, hot damn, okay. So those are the things, and man, if you can whip those out, you guys know better because this is your baby, but that's essentially what do consumers want to buy, and then do we have content? Do we have a page in the store for that in the city they want to sell it? Otherwise, Google can't file anything. You guys aren't trying to sell to the world, so if I create a page that just says air conditioning installation, I'm not trying to sell the universe. have to narrow it down to just your location. Otherwise, you're going to have 150 billion competitors. Okay? So, when you guys are looking at a dealer's website, think of it like this. What do you guys want to sell more of? Go look at their website and see if they have a singular page by city for each one of the things they want to sell with unique quality content on there that Google can read in Braille. No shoes in the store, you can't sell them. It just doesn't happen. I had one of my guys was in Kansas. Clay Howard was in Kansas, and he was speaking to a group of Daikin dealers 2 days ago. And he asked the entire group of Daikin dealers, how many of you guys have a page on your website that says ductless air conditioner installation or ductless heating installation or mini split installation? Not one dealer raised their hand. These are all Daikin dealers. But no one had any content on their website related to that. So just to kind of give you an idea, it's pretty normal that that happens. Back to your conversation about hiring friends, family, the local person, somebody who does not know HVAC. In addition to that, you have when a dealer hires somebody who's not the expert, that means the dealer's the expert. So when the dealer's the expert, he thinks like a subject matter expert would. So he'll tell them to put things like cooling on their website. So, or HVAC on their website. Consumers don't look for cooling repair or cooling installation. That's like a car, coolant. But they don't look for that in their home. So if they don't hire someone who knows more than them, then they're going to get stuck and they're going to have a website that doesn't perform. Not because the agencies did a horrible job, it's because they didn't know any better and they were following what the dealer wanted. And the dealer definitely did not know how it worked. So that can hurt them as well. Everybody's part of that process. Hiring is important. Next, if you have a beautiful website and you've got all your right products and services in the store, okay, from air conditioning and heating and indoor air quality and heat pumps and everything else, then how do people see the store? That's what marketing is. So if you have a website with content, no marketing, that doesn't mean you're going to get traffic. It just means you're set up to play the game. So step one in all businesses is as simple as this. Do you have a store and do you have products and services in it? If the answer is yes, now you're ready to market. Now you're ready to spend money on things that are going to drive traffic and make that website visible and those products visible to people looking for them in the towns they live in. Make sense? Okay. Most of the dealers do this backwards. The opposite. Most of them have a store that's not compliant, therefore has no grace with Google. If we don't please Google, we can't get in front of people. They don't have content, i.e. products, in the store that properly represent what they want to sell and where they want to sell it. And then they go hire a marketing company, which surely takes their money, regardless of whether they have the assets in their store, to try and market their business. Now you have a dealer who's totally upset that nothing's working. And they're burning through their cash on something that makes no sense. They can't win with that. So we have to do the right things in the right order at the right time. You guys have heard me talk about the 12-step roadmap. I'm trying to bring it back to ground zero. Because as far as I want to go, they're not there yet. We need to start at step one, which is understanding we need to get them into a store that's properly built, and that store is only going to last 18 to 24 months. We need to make sure that they have content so we can get them into this giant filing system, which is like a yellow book, but new age, right? There's a bunch of categories. Somebody's going to flip through it. It just takes less time. And if you're visible, congratulations, we have a winner. If you're not, then you're not playing the game. All right? Something you guys can memorize. What do we want to sell? Where do we want to sell it? Are you an option? When and where people are looking? And do you look good when they get there? That's marketing in a nutshell. That's this whole thing. It works just like that. If the answers are no, if you don't know, what do I want to sell? And we're not an option, and we don't look good when they get there, we lose. So, starting with the website first. What has happened previously is, let me just kind of show you one thing. Okay, no, we'll come back. So let me explain what's happened with the website. websites are a complicated process. So over the last 5 years, what I've been explaining is make sure your dealers don't hire the triple S, friends, family, fools, felon, fast, free, the guy from their office, friends. So try and avoid that. But I caught myself this year saying, okay, why am I telling them to avoid the bottom of the barrel? We need to think better than that. These guys need to have the best infrastructure out of the gate, and you can help them get that. Over the last 6 to 9 months, we've been working hand in hand with corporate to develop the best website based on the last 5 years worth of data that we have, all the things we know work in today's environment as far as technology goes, and how are we going to be able to launch a website extremely fast, extremely inexpensively, and make it work, be very effective. And that's where we are today. Previously, like every other agency around the world, is we build custom websites. A dealer comes to us with an idea, they sign on with CI Web Group, they spend maybe $3,000 or $5,000, $8,000 depending on how big the site is, and then we start a custom project. I'm sure you guys are familiar with what it takes to get a dealer to spend and dedicate their time to a project that might take 60 days or 90 days. That's hard. Especially when the decision making behind when they were going to buy the website ties into when the accrual funds expire. Now you have them buying a website at the end of March using their accrual funds, and then congratulations, Texas is hot, and we don't hear from the dealers until winter. It did not work. Didn't work. So with that, this is what we built. You can take a picture of this site, use your phone, take a picture of these. This is the easiest way to get there.
Is that HVAC marketing websites, is that site fairly new?
Yep, brand new. That's yours. This whole program
That's
just
sweet.
launched.
I checked. That was cool.
Sweet. Good. That's good feedback. This is brand new. It had not existed before, and we just rolled it out on that webinar. Okay. Essentially, what we did is we built a framework of a website based on all the history, data, and information we have, because we know it works. That framework, we wanted to be able to deploy that. So first, if a dealer can see what their website's going to look like out of the gate, it's a lot easier to make a decision than thinking and so forth. Second, we don't have to spend 6 months going back and forth on small design elements. And third, we can upgrade it. It's not going to last anyway, so they get a new design in 24 months. Right now, we need to concentrate on how do we get these guys moving out of the gate. So we have sites. I'm going to jump off the presentation, and I'm going to move back over to HVAC marketing websites, which this is your site. You can use this site all day, every day, and everything is in one place. You're not bouncing from landing pages or trying to figure out on CI Web Group site where to go. This is yours. So inside here, if they don't have a brand, a logo, if they don't have their trucks wrapped, if they don't have signage, branding's first. We'll take care of that. Next is going to be their website. So there are options for Amana, Goodman, Daikin, Franklin PLP. Sometimes there's a no featured brand. They don't want to have anything except their own logo on there. And then we're also adding Liberty, which that'll go up next week. And then there is a custom site. So if they want something completely custom, we can do that. I would just forewarn them, that's like building a custom car or a house. It's going to be a long project. They're going to have to participate. They're going to have to decide on the blinds and the cabinets and the granite and the carpet or tile. That's a long process. Do they actually have the time to dedicate to that? Does it make sense for them to do that? Okay. So when you click on one of these, if you click on the first one, it's going to show you the 4 different options for somebody to buy a website. So the first option is a landing page. That's really blurry. Is it me or is that blurry?
It's the light.
It is? Okay. Can you guys see okay?
Probably not.
These guys are going to make me go to an eye doctor. Is it me? Okay.
Green button? Or gray button, sorry. Oh,
It's a little better.
Yeah, it's still a little blurry.
Do you see?
you should be able to focus
Put
that.
my cheaters on.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, there you go. Oh, thank you. Gosh, I was really getting nervous staring at computers all day. Can't see.
It's not a
Okay.
big deal, but we don't sell a mana. Can we maybe go?
Yeah,
to Goodman?
absolutely. So let me click on Goodman. And you're going to simply scroll down and you're going to see this is a landing page. There's very few cases I would recommend somebody does this, but if you've got a one-person shop, they're just launching their business right now and they have nothing. No experience, no time online, no customers, no testimonials. They don't have anything. This is a simple landing page. It's a one-page website. A one-page website doesn't do anything on its own. We don't have a whole bunch, we don't have pages that we can put things in drawers and so forth. But what we want to avoid is when Joe starts his new HVAC shop, what I don't want him doing is running around with a homemade business card with a homemade logo, a Yahoo email address, and no website. We need to stop that. $500, get a site up, and start with that. At least all their efforts in trying to get their friends and family to buy is not going to be futile. Okay. All right. Next is the website itself. There's two options. They're identical. The only difference when you go through here to see what is included is this is for a company that has an existing website with a lot of content on it. So if they have 100 pages or up to 100 pages, they would start with this one. If they just have a small website with a few pages, they would start with this one. This is $2,500. Is that what that? $2,500 one-time investment and $100 a month.
For 2 years.
It's
Or for whatever.
for whatever. They own it. If they decide they want to move and they want to go host it with GoDaddy and they don't want to take advantage of the fact they get a new website every 24 months, they absolutely can in this environment. Okay, so there's no, this is love us or leave us. That's how that works. So this site, I'm going to open this one up so you can see what the website looks like. Right now, we have 2 designs for this site. And what we will do is every month we'll launch a new design and we'll compare it to the last one. And we test which one works better. And we keep elements of both and make the next design. And then we keep elements of both and we make the next design. We're always studying what works to improve it. Okay. Inside this site, we've already built the entire site regardless of what the dealers come into the table with. When you build a custom site, you go look at what they have, then what they order, and then you build it based on that. In this environment, we're saying this is what you need based on the fact you're a Goodman dealer. We know you need these pages. Whether you have content or not, the pages are up. Add the content over time. Add little chunk of text. If you can write a paragraph, great. If you want to order a page of content or you've got $500 in accrual funds in March, get your $500, get 5 pages of content and get them optimized. And then 3 months later, if you've got another $500, get another 5 pages of content and have them optimized. Keep putting those products in the store. So what we've done for these, we can't put the same content site after site after site because if Google crawls the same text on every website, all the sites will get penalized. What we can do is put it what Google can't read, which is pictures, videos, products. So we've taken from your back office all the assets on Goodman that you guys have available, whether it's videos, images, and pictures, and we have something on that page. So the page can exist. Consumers can see that the dealer does offer that service. There's not a lot of text on there, but there's enough on there to be able to work. And most importantly, we have Google indexing the fact that this URL, this company does air conditioning maintenance for as many years as they have this site. We're not waiting to show Google that it performs this service until the dealer eventually, after a decade, decides to put a new page of content on their website. So each one of these, same thing, video, image, and it's going to be targeting a specific area. So we've done that on all the air conditioning pages, all the heating pages. Now, in addition, what we've done is the very top level page. So if you click directly on AC or directly on heating, so that the dealers have a strategic plan for life, is we've created a list of the most searched for air conditioning related phrases. And we've simply said, here's a list of the most searched for air conditioning services, all of which we can help you with. This is effectively the dealer's strategic plan. If they want to take over the entire world, All we need is one page of content for every one of these primary search phrases. We link the page, and they start putting more and more products and services in the store for Google to put into the filing system so people can find. So if you happen to search for A-C, which I would never do, installation, now you have content that can be found. All these different variations. And there's a lot of them. So we're not stuck trying to figure out what's next. We tell the dealers and all of our TSMs the way a dealer makes progress is by constantly evaluating what's working, do more of it. Don't stop. Don't get complacent. Do more of it. So if you got your first phone call because you added a couple pages of content to your site in a particular city and you got some good reviews for that service in that particular city and you had some SEO and you made it to page 1 of Google, don't just get excited and think it's going to evolve from there. Keep doing more. Add more content, add more SEO, get more reviews. Figure out what's not working and reallocate it to something else. So if you've been spending money on print and billboard and TV and radio and everything you learned in your advertising class, stop. Stop it. Do something that works. And then the final one is what's next? What am I not doing that I need to be doing in order to make progress? Technically, these pages, that's what's next. What do you want to sell? Let's put more products in the store. So these are all your primary services. If a dealer also does electrical, also does plumbing, sells fireplaces, doesn't matter to us, adds ventilation or refrigeration, we don't care, we'll also add that content to their site. So they can also add things that are non-competing. So if they do water cleaning, air purifying things, if they have stuff that they sell that's not a direct conflict with your products, we'll add those as well. Okay, who we serve? Some people search by commercial air conditioner installation or residential air conditioner installation, so we want to make sure those are there. New construction air conditioner installation. Sometimes it's rural air conditioner installation. As odd as that is, there's somebody wants to put an AC system in their farmhouse and they're in the middle of nowhere, and so that's what they'll search for. They also search for things which we don't have in here. We'll do that on another version, such as medical office air conditioner installation. If you're in Colorado, it's grow house air conditioner installation. If you're in Washington, it's basement air conditioner installation, or I should say furnace installation. So it depends on the spaces they'll also optimize for. We're never done. We build in their promotions, and these guys don't have to think about what their promotions are. They're not going to tell us, so we give them a list of what we believe are the best working promotions, and they click a checkbox next to it, and then we design graphics for those. We don't ask them if they want to offer financing. We ask them if they already have financing available, whether if they're signed up with EGIA or Interbank or Wells Fargo or Payza or whatever. To us, the button's staying on there regardless. This is not a conversation of whether or not you should or should not offer financing. So our job is, if we have a button on their website that says HVAC financing in blank, or air conditioner financing or heater financing and so forth, we put a form on this site. If the consumers ask for it, they'll get it, and then they'll call you guys about it. Same thing with maintenance. This year we added something different because we're able to spend our time and money working on building one amazing website instead of hundreds of custom sites. We're able to do more, so we built an entire job board where the dealers have job descriptions already written for all their primary jobs. People can find these online. They can come read the job description. They can apply online. Whether the dealer is hiring or not, at least they're building a database of resumes and applications so that we're not working by fire when they do need to hire. Under About Us, we have our team. This is usually the page we have to hide because they actually have to give us content for that. They have to give us a picture or something. If they won't pull it together, we'll just hide the page. They won't have it. We can't fake that one. Testimonials, if they have them, we're going to find them. So they don't have to give them to us. We're going to go hunt and scrape the internet and try and find those reviews and get them on the site. Those are not enough, nor is that okay. Those are just filler spaces. What we want them to do is we want them to eventually move into step 5 of the 12-step roadmap, where they're acquiring reviews by city, so we can start creating pages for all those cities you guys mentioned, so the dealer can start getting found in other cities than the one their office is in. Easiest way to do that is to get reviews and do check-ins every time you go on a job in Katy or Cypress and so forth. Every time you go in that city, you use an app, check in, and say, we're installing a new air conditioner here. I don't even care if they're just going to lunch. We need content. They're not going to write it. They don't want to buy it. So this allows them to check in with an app, say we're doing something, take a picture, take a little video, and we can create a new page on their website by city to try and help get them ranked in a broader area. Okay, now that's more of a marketing element. Also has a built-in blog. Inside the blog, we have your guys' magazines and all of the assets. They don't come to the table with blog content very often, so at least there's something in there. We can't use content, so we can use pictures of the articles you have in the Goodman back office. And then we connect it to their social media sites, going back to the homepage. Essentially what will change is the dealer's logo will show up here. The colors of the website will match their logo, whatever their colors are, and they get to choose their colors. The promotions will match their logo. Pictures and images, as well as any content they have on their current site, will be swapped out and put on here. So if they come to the table with nothing, at least they start with something. If they come to the table with something, we'll integrate that into this to make it more and more custom depending on what they do have. Make sense?
Can you pull from their social websites?
Yeah, and we do. Yes, absolutely.
I know some who don't have that, but they have the social website.
Yes.
That they use.
Yeah.
So you would pull all that from there.
Yeah, we try and snag as much as we can. So as long as they have a small form they fill out when they first start that gives us links to all of the places we could possibly go find content at, and we go hunting. Try and drag that over. It'll have each of their services, who we serve. Then it drills into their promotions. Those will be customized and branded to them. We have a SARE calculator, troubleshooter. So they can drill into the troubleshooting option. This is really designed so consumers can try and troubleshoot things and fix simple things. And if they can't fix it themselves, they can request an appointment. We want them to bookmark the site. The reason we built the troubleshooter is we noticed a lot of the dealers were hurting business-wise because they were getting negative reviews for going on a repair job, changing out a battery and thermostat, sending a bill. The consumer is hot. And so they go leave negative reviews. And then the dealers, their phones just stop ringing. So we wanted to try and resolve that. Then we'll feature the service areas they're willing to go to. These mean nothing until they actually have a page of content attached to them. So they'll be there, but we've got to have content by city as well as by service to make them found. Then I'll have featured manufacturer, all their contact information. License is part of what we already know they need. Join our team, schedule service, request an estimate, newsletter, sign up. We're trying to prep them so that they'll be ready to be kind of a big company later. In our view, if they walk 5 steps ahead, they'll get there a heck of a lot faster. So we want them to be set up and function like a bigger business, even if they're just getting started. They have a full CRM system, and we turn on and off elements of the CRM system depending on the size of the dealer and what they subscribe to. But out of the gate, they do have a system. So anytime somebody clicks on any call to action, what happens is this database is getting filled with leads and opportunities. Eventually, they can turn on the function that allows a consumer to come to the website and actually schedule time, either dispatching time, or they can schedule time to have a 15-minute phone call. If you think about you guys, in your personal to-do list for your home, when do you get to take care of the things you need to take care of for your home? Is it Monday through Friday, 9 to 5? That's the only time your dealers are open, and they're offering a task that's helping people with their houses. They're technically closed the entire time that people are actually looking.
That's what I was going to ask you about. I just had a conversation 2 days ago with a dealer. It's a trained dealer.
Yep.
She will not change her hours. I said, you need to be 24/7, because I remember the spiel.
Yeah.
And she goes, that's a lie.
No.
24/7.
So
I didn't know how to
there's
refute that.
There's a difference. So what I would say is there's a difference between emergency service, which is we offer emergency service 24/7, and you can schedule an appointment 24 hours a day. So you're trying to get Mary or John to be able to sleep at night, and this is something on their checklist that's spinning in their head, one of the million ping pong balls right in the middle of the night. So just let them come to the website. I'd rather have no hours on there. It's not like someone's walking up to your store. It's a digital store.
But I told her when I pulled up, you know, because I put in their address
Yep.
to see how far I was, you know, to tell them what time I was going to get there.
Yep.
And it says
Closed.
hours. Well, it
Yeah.
says their hours are from 7 to 5.
Yep.
And then I said, when it's after 5, it'll say closed.
Red, bold.
Closed.
Yes.
In red.
Yes.
And
I'd rather have no hours if they won't say 24. But train them that it's not that you have to perform the work 24 hours a day. It's that you have to be open and available to take appointments 24 hours a day. And if you can get that through, then they'll go, oh. And just remind them, when you go home and you have to take care of your personal to-do list for your family, when do you get to do that? Monday through Friday, 9 to 5? Or 7 to 5? And she'll go, oh, okay. How long? 20. All right. That'll help.
Question.
Yes.
So if a dealer picks one of your packages, do they have control of their domain and page, or do you guys?
So here's how this works. A domain name, i.e. www.hvaccompany.com, we want them to buy it and we want them to own it through GoDaddy. They'll give us access because they don't know how to change DNS settings or set up MX records, but we want them to own it. So we'll coach the dealers on, you need to own your domain name. Don't let a marketing company buy it for you because they're just trying to hold you hostage.
Right.
We also are trying to make sure that they understand, don't make your domain details private, and you need to know whose details are on there. So we'll go search for that dealer's Who Is account, and we'll show them how to go see that. Most of the dealers don't know who bought the website or the domain name, don't know who owns it, don't know what information is on there, and usually somebody bought it and has Arizona on their domain registrar details, but they're operating in Houston. That is an immediate lose because Google's trying to validate your domain details against your website, and it's a conflict. And then it'll go look at your local listings, and it gets worse from there.
Is GoDaddy?
GoDaddy.
Do you know how much that is?
So-
to get the domain.
Yes, you can look for a GoDaddy domain coupon. You can get a coupon any day where you can buy a domain for $2.99 a
Okay.
year. And you get it renewed. You always want them to own their domain for 3 years or longer. Otherwise, if they buy it for 1 year, Google thinks they're going to go out of business at the end of the year. 3 years or longer.
Okay.
Okay? And you can find coupons online all the time. We give them to the dealers. Now, the website,
Without the coupon.
$12.99 a year. It's not expensive. Okay, so when they're signing up on GoDaddy, make sure you tell them do not say yes to any of the upsells. GoDaddy is going to try and upsell you on, do you want to build a website? Do you want us to host your email? Do you want security? Do you want a proxy? Do you want privacy? Say no to everything. Just buy the domain. Make sure it's a .com. Google has a preferred URL structure, which is https://www.blank.com. Not .net, not .co, not .info, not .tv, not .org. Those are for nonprofits, not .gov or .edu. So it's got to be a .com. All right? When you guys go searching, you're not going to find a .net sitting on page 1 of Google. So it doesn't work. That's as good as a Yahoo email address.
What's the total on the last package? The 150?
So this is a full e-commerce, and it's $6,000 and $150 a month. This is a complicated discussion because we have map pricing, which you're able to put out there, which you're not, whether or not they're allowed to put pricing out there. Are they actually trying to sell the systems themselves online, or are they just trying to sell accessorial things like UV lights or filters and so forth, which it's set up for both. You can have no price showing and just keep it more like a wish list, and then you can add other things for e-commerce. I wouldn't spend too much time on this one. You're going to know what dealers qualify for that. Okay. Now, this website, Goodman Basic and Advanced, here's the Down and dirty, easy way to get into that site, especially if you're coming with nothing. Remember, the sites only last 18 to 24 months. Okay, the site itself means nothing unless it's not compliant or old. Then it's a pain. Then it hurts. It's got to have the content. Essentially, that's what we need to do is we need to save our money for the content. So we have a program called a lease to own. The goal with this is a dealer can get into the website, the advanced website, for $175 a month, no setup fee, and it's a 2-year agreement, and they're renewing every 2 years and getting a new website. What we're trying to do is save their budget for content, SEO, marketing, local listings, reviews, social media, all the other things. What I don't want them to do is to burn through 50 or 75% of the marketing budget they have available on a website, because the website alone does nothing. I want them to have a budget for other things. So this is an easy in. They can sign up for any of these by clicking the subscribe or sign up button, and all the details as far as what's included are there. It'll have everything that's in there. They put in their base information, their billing address, and their website. As soon as they hit sign up, it's going to take them to a one-page onboarding form. They fill that out. Our team already is working on their website, and we'll be contacting them for a project launch call. If they show for the project launch call, great. If they don't, we're building the website without them. And in 14 days, we will contact them and say, here's your new website, Mr. Dealer. So we've gotten real down and dirty.
And that's $175 a quarter?
$175 a month.
Oh, a month.
Yes, and that covers their website, the CRM system, their scheduling and CRM system. And it also covers hosting, maintenance, backup, securities, making sure that their SSL certificates are in place so the website shows secure. And it also covers you get a new website every 2 years. It's an auto renewal, you get a new website. Auto renewal, you get a new website. That is progress. That way, every year, the dealer just keeps adding to what's already working, and they start growing and growing and growing. Yesterday, I had David Spitz came up, and he said, I put a dealer with you guys, company Keith's. And he said, I talked to them 3 months into building their website, and they were all frustrated. Yeah, it's a long process. And we try and tell them up front, building a custom car or house is a long process. He said, about a year later, I talked to him, and he said, I asked him how things are going, and he said, I noticed your sales numbers are really up. What do you think it's attributed to? And the dealers started basically saying, well, now I've got this content and I do these check-ins and then I get these reviews when I'm on site. And he starts rattling off all the things. David knows this is, what we're doing. But he was attributing everything to the activities he's doing, which means his mindset's changing. He's using all the tools that are at his fingertips and he's making progress. His sales are increasing.
Okay, so what's the difference? Because the other pricing, the advanced site was $100 a month, and this one's $175 a month.
So
That's what I missed.
the advanced one had a one-time investment fee up front and no 2-year contract. Love us or leave us. You can have us build a website. We can have it done in 14, 20 days, under 30 days. And then boom, if you want to take that website and you want to go host it somewhere else, knock yourself out. I don't advise it. But if they want that option, they can pay a one-time investment fee, and the monthly fee then is covering their hosting and maintenance and security and support, as well as their CRM system.
Okay.
That's the difference.
And that one doesn't renew. The one that you have a down payment, we'll call it,
Mm-hmm.
pay an upfront cost, doesn't renew automatically like this one.
It's just a monthly subscription. They can cancel with 30 days notice.
But this one doesn't have an upfront.
This one has no upfront. So you get the same website, no upfront cost. What I would prefer that they did is, if they've got $3,000 in accrual fund, let's write 20 pages of content, do 20 pages of SEO, throw it into the site, use their $175 out of their own budget, use the accrual funds for all the content and SEO, call it a day, and let's make progress that way. Versus if they buy the site, because that's important to them to be able to bounce around, essentially they're spending half of their accrual funds on a website. Know what I mean? So, okay. Any other questions regarding the site? Let me show you the second design so you can see as far as the design look and feels difference. So this is the newest design. We just launched this last week. Same exact structure. So the overall structure is the same. It just has a different layout. And it'll get better and better and better. It'll get more creative and different over time. Now, just because it looks good on the demo doesn't mean after the dealer gives us their colors that it's going to look good. I'll show you what I mean. So this is a dealer that I believe they bought their site 28th of December. They went live on the 14th of January, 13th of January. It's like 3-4 days ago. And I was excited because it's Vegas. I thought it was going to be like bright and just, but their logo is, their colors they chose, I wouldn't exactly pick the colors. But you can see they had a website up, and these guys haven't had a website. They've been functioning without a site for 3 years. And they just got a website put up in 14 days. They're ecstatic. So I was checking something because Vegas is a really, really competitive area. So I went AC installation in Las Vegas, and I was just playing. So right here, this shows you the amount of competition there is for this particular search. So their AC installation, Las Vegas, Nevada, there's 38.7 million pages in that drawer in order for this particular company who did not buy any marketing services, none. And they didn't buy content. They just bought the website. In order for them to make any money with this site, they need to be in the top 10 of this number. So I was playing around, and I went and I started clicking page after page after page. I made it to page 5, and I think it was 5. Air Seraph. I checked that out.
Just from doing a website?
That was their website. So they're number 58 of 38 million pages with just the site. That was actually really exciting.
Yeah.
That's
when you
odd.
When you give that large million number, is that not sites?
No, those are pages. So one website has the ability to put multiple pages inside the drawer. For example,
So a site could have 500 pages, and another site may have 2.
yeah, 500 wins. So if I take a company that's doing 10 million in annual sales, they're going to have 600 pages plus. If you take a company that's doing 500,000 in sales, they have a 5-page, 10-page website. The number of pages on their website 100% is tied to how much revenue they do per year. And you guys can pinpoint it. Let me show you how to find that. So if I go site, : that's how you start it. Then you put in the website address with no W's, nothing before it. So I would say baronheating.com. Site : baronheating.com. What Google will do is it will show you what does Google index for this site. So when you guys are on your blitzes trying to find dealers you want to contact, the website itself will not, like one of my TSMs came up and he was like, okay, I love the whole concept of you can make a small dealer look like $1 million. He was like, but it's really pissing me off when I go to a dealer's office and they look like it's a big dealer and it's a one person. It's like I'm showing up at their home. He was like, because the website looks so good now that I can't tell the difference. That's a good thing. So you want that. This will show you when you're hunting down
John Moore.
who to talk to. John Moore. Where are they located?
Houston.
So out of the gate, you see how many listings that they have here? And then next, so these guys, this is where we have to be very careful. So this site, let's say the site's perfect, content's perfect. They're on page 1 of Google for the top 100 phrases. They need to address this, and they need to be down and dirty about it, because all of the money and work that they have that might be working for them, they have something working against them. So I have a bad review for CI Web Group. It's one, and it hurts my soul. It's total fictitious. It's a dealer that had a marketing company at the same time. And I've left it up there as the example, which I probably shouldn't, but to showcase what this looks like, even in our world. Just one. in this, that all his money he's spending on marketing and advertising could negatively impact him like this if he doesn't address that. He has to fix that.
What is that you want to address?
2 stars.
The two right here. Yeah.
Do the site, I wanna see how many pages he has, cause I know they're
So-
pretty much ridiculous.
You probably have an awesome website.
So we'll go look.
I wanna see how much they actually invest.
So these guys are probably close to the size of dealer that Barron's is. It's about the same size client, same size dealer I would have guessed. What are they doing annual revenue? 20?
Huge billboard, all that, a lot
What
of
is it,
trucks.
Kurt?
75 trucks.
Yeah, Barron has 100. So Barron has 650 some pages. They have 100 trucks. And these guys have 581 pages, 75 trucks. I'm telling you, mathematically, it's a key performance indicator not to ignore. It's like having a store. Does the lady's store that has 5 products in it sell more than Nordstrom? It matters. Content matters. It's the most important least budgeted for item there is. You want to give me another dealer? What is it?
Abacus.
Where are they located? Houston? Okay. So this is a .net. They got to work twice as hard as a .com. We need to focus on reviews, acquisitions, primarily on Yelp. You guys, let me address Yelp really quick. Yelp is dangerous. Yelp and Clutch are the 2 most dangerous sites out there. Their methodology is that they're going to put you on the listing no matter what, and the listing is free to claim. If you don't own your listing, they can put whatever information they want, or someone else could claim your listing. That's how it starts. Then, once it gets you to call in to correct the bad phone number, then it says, well, in order to correct your information on it because it's a wrong phone number, you need to sign up. So they'll get you for the first $200 to fix the phone number. Then eventually they'll try and pitch you on the fact that they have some amazing SEO program which only works inside Yelp, which is another search engine on top of Google that has more competition in it, which I would never want to go that route. I don't want to send somebody to a search engine and then send them to another one with even more options. That's silly. And then when the dealer realizes they got sold on the $2,500 a month junk, what Yelp will do when they cancel is they will not show any of your positive reviews and only show your negative reviews to hurt you until you come back.
It's modern life.
Yes, it is. And it's horrible. It's mean.
That's why restaurants will actually pay, consumers that go to the restaurant. Yes.
And you could have 500 positive reviews on Yelp and they will only show the 5 bad ones. It's mean. So if they can avoid that, and their whole reviews process needs to be extremely strategic. And they're kind of just bouncing around getting reviews in random places without any major plan. And it's an important part of the strategy that we address in step 5.
So how does a consumer that is trying to give a review, I don't do reviews, so I don't know how to do this. How do they get the correct group that doesn't blackmail?
So consumers are going to do what you tell them to, or they're going to do nothing and only complain when they're mad. So if a dealer doesn't have a proactive strategic approach to acquiring a review on site when I'm with you at your home staring into your soul, I can see through your retina. Do you love me? And if you do, then I'll say, awesome. The lady in my office is kind of nuts. I can't come back without a love note. Would you mind if I sent you a quick text message so you can leave me a review? And you get them while you're in the home through a text message. You're there. You can hover. Click, click, click. So just click that, and click that. And boom, you're acquiring reviews the right way. An agency who has their sense about them can say, give me that review as the agency, and I can have some intelligence to say I want to route the review to Google because you need your reviews on your Google business listing, or I want to route the reviews to your website because I want them to show up by cities so you can make a review help get you more business. An agency has to have that logic. Let me show you the difference. So you see John's site right here. So notice on John's, he has these reviews under his listing. That is something called schematic markup, which means I acquire reviews and display them on the website instead of on a third-party site. The more of those reviews you have, the stronger that website becomes on site. But if you're off getting reviews in a whole bunch of Better Business Bureau and Chamber and all this other stuff, you have no logical approach, then that's not going to help you grow. What you'll notice is that the companies who are doing really well have extreme similarities in what they're doing, they're following that 12-step roadmap. And they just need to tweak to keep improving performance. Okay.
But it
Okay.
looks weird if you have 5 stars on your own website reviews and then you go to Yelp.
You can
So
buy it on
here's-
your own. I mean, that's
Yeah.
you know.
But it
you-
just doesn't look.
Here's the
Really, you
difference.
got a website.
You know?
I write you a deal saying you're the greatest thing ever because that's you're my neighbor. I mean,
But you know,
that's easy. You
they,
own
as
that.
far as what Yelp is doing, and I've talked to a couple of folks about this, is that they victimize so many people that a lot of people are starting to learn how Yelp operates. So
They know.
their review base
Isn't that?
is not the final. Yeah, exactly. It's,
Yeah.
It doesn't weigh that much on people, but they know, okay, hey, this could be
Yeah.
Yelp. Somebody dropped didn't pay their $2,500, and now they're gonna burn them.
So go back here and look at this synopsis, right? So let's go back to the beginning. How do people search? They Google it. So if somebody searched for a furnace installation in Bellingham, Washington, they're going to pull up this page and they're going to start scrolling down. In all of our consumer groups, focus groups, where we ask, what would you click on? Out of everything on the first page of Google, this one wins. Yes. Because that one has the stars. They are connected with that because of Amazon. They're connected that with all of their main sites they use all day, every day. Those stars matter. So
Isn't that what John Moore did?
yes, but he only has that on one page. So let me show you the difference if it's done well. If you look at Barron, these are all of Barron's pages. We focus heavily on this. I want, no matter what this dealer is showing up for, I want to win. Right? So I want to make sure that these dealers are on page 1 of Google. Those reviews matter. They matter because it's how they're ranked in place.
There's a bottom line.
Okay. All right.
What about the bogus ratings though, like we're talking about? I was just going to point out, Amazon. You can go to a no-name brand that
Yeah.
has excellent ratings, but they all look cookie cutter. They're all
Yep.
standard
And you
things.
can hire a black hat SEO person to do that. Eventually, you'll just fall off the face of the planet, and it'll feel like you turned
Well,
off
you
all
said
your
something
phones.
about Google.
You'll get caught.
Google penalize you. How do they track that? I mean, how are they?
Because
tracking it?
when a developer adds the code to the site, they have to follow every specific requirements within the schema.org markup requirements. If they don't, and if they try and hard code those reviews in there and lie, you'll eventually get caught when Google happens to be doing a compliance check on that particular batch of websites. You'll get caught. So it's got to be legit. It has to be coded properly. You can't fake it. All right. In addition to that, Google certifies different applications. So the application that we use for dealers to get on-site reviews from their phones and do check-ins is pre-certified. Google's already audited it and given it a thumbs up, so we're good to go. It's a verified review. All right. Let me give you just a quick example. I'm going to drill into Barron's. That's the first one on here. Barron's visibility score. So and I'm pulling Washington because I can't think of a dealer in this area.
Here?
Yeah, that's currently working with us. That's what I was asking for. I don't think you guys have dealers with us right now. So their keyword rankings. This is what I mean by content and SEO. Content and SEO. Content, local listings, SEO, social media. This is step 1 through 7 on the 12-step program. Get the website out of the way. Then content. What do you want to sell? I want to sell electric furnace installation in Bellingham, Washington. I want to sell electric furnace inspection in Burlington, Washington. I want to sell energy efficiency heaters in Ferndale, Washington. Am I an option? Page 1, number 1. This is the position. Okay, so this was, the last time this system updated its rank, it was position 2, page 1, position 2. All the greens are saying how much they went up. This was page 1, position 4. Now it's up 4 positions to number 1. This was page 2, position 7.
So like a dashboard.
So we've moved that 7. So if you have 300,000 pages, if you guys want to sell, what product do you want to sell? Air conditioner. Give me a smaller city other than just Houston. Air conditioner installation, there's 11 million pages in there in Pasadena. I'm going to change this to AC. 9 million, that's better. Give me, let's go replacement. There we go. Okay, that's better. So what you're doing, if we want to impact and change your sales, what we need to do is find the combination of the product and the location that we can get on page 1 of Google as quickly as possible, so they start getting phone calls for that. So they're now an option. If you go after the biggest city first, that won't happen.
What do you think AC install?
$829. Oops, that'll fix it. 486,000. That's 4.5, 5 months. If they do step 1 through 7 of the program,
Yeah, but nobody.
that would take 5 months.
Not bad.
So when you look at this, let me explain how this goes out. So here, for us, if they're doing step 1 through 7 of the 12-step roadmap, which they might not start off with, we have to get them there. keep having them edge forward. Okay, if they do that, this would take us 6.5 months to get them on page 1 of Google. Okay, these are Google guarantee ads, Google service ads. They cost every time someone clicks on it, and it's expensive. Okay, plus the consumers that we've talked to don't use these very often, if at all. These are pay-per-click ads. People skip right over those, and they go down to the local. They may or may not click on local. They do.
Yeah.
But if you talk to your dealers want to pay for ads. They want to pay for pay-per-click. And we have to tell them, I don't advise it. But that's what I want to do.
I found out, one of my guys is paying like $20,000 a month at Google to optimize.
Oh.
Air National Texas.
Okay. So here's the thing is if I spend $20,000 on Google ads on a monthly basis and I stop spending it, what do I have?
Nothing.
Absolutely zero. If I take 20 grand and I take $20,000 and I create 500 pages of content that's amazing, unique, 1,000 words a piece, I spend a portion of the budget optimizing it, and then I have a video guy come do 100 3-minute clips for video. I mean, you could get a lot done with 20 grand. Now you have hundreds of permanent assets that can be optimized, grow over time, and work for you more and more and more the longer they're out there. The longer those things exist in the digital space, the more powerful they become. It's the difference between being an investor in your business, spending money to make a heck of a lot of money later in permanent things, versus burning and churning through cash, just blowing it, praying. It's a crap table. I need red 13. Come on. Okay.
5 more minutes.
Okay. All right. So questions. You guys tell me what I can help you with. What questions? What do you want to tackle?
So if we have a dealer that's interested, like they want a website, they want a marketing company to work with, do we contact you or who do we contact at your company?
Perfect. So here's all the easy routes. If you know somebody right out of the gate and you're going to meet them that needs a website and they know they need one and they don't want to spend a bunch of money, they look at this and they're like, I'm down. I'm cool. If my website looks like that, that's great. Send them here. Send them to Lease to Own. Tell them sign up. You'll have a website in 14 to 20 days. Just let them sign up online. Okay? If you have someone that has accrual funds, you can click Getting Started here and you can tell us about that dealer because we're on a deadline right now. So you can tell us about that dealer. It's going to say who's submitting this. Say it's the TSM. And then give us some information on the dealer, what they have. We'll go and tell you how we would bootstrap whatever they have available to get the best of what's on the table. Okay? Other than that, if you click on Contact and then click on Schedule, you guys have Ms. Beverly, who lives in Dallas. She runs all of the central states in Texas, and Clay. Kevin helps sometimes, but Beverly and Clay, these are your primary 2 contacts. Beverly lives in Texas. This is her baby. If you guys need her to come down, she can too. So if you guys have a group of dealers you want her to meet with, you can have her drive down or fly down and meet with your dealers as well. You guys can schedule webinars or sessions, or your dealers can schedule webinars and sessions right here. All you do is pick, you want a strategy session, and you can actually book it on her calendar based on her availability, or you can have her dealers do that as well. They can pick up to 3 different times that work with their calendar and schedule it, just like we teach dealers to do on their website. We do the same thing with ours. Okay? Is that easy enough?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I spoke to Beverly, but I didn't realize you could do this.
Oh, yeah. You can book appointments all day, every day. She's golden. Okay? And if her calendar is booked, then go to the next person. Pick Clay. If his calendar is booked, go to Kevin, and you can book with Kevin or Lisa, either one. All right? But get to know Bev. She knows HVAC inside and out. They all do. I mean, they know HVAC. They know digital marketing. They know plumbing. So they know how to talk with the dealers. If you have a dealer, so let me give you the case scenario where you're going to call Kathy Marshall or Mike or myself. If you have a dealer that is a large dealer and they have a big budget, like Mr. Moore, who we talked about a minute ago, please bring me in on those meetings, because what we don't want to do is, if a dealer is currently investing $20,000 a month on all these traditional advertising activities, and it does have them where they are, I don't want to cancel this and then put something in place that takes time to build. So we need to carefully teeter-totter them into more of a permanent compounding interest environment versus traditional advertising, more digital marketing versus advertising. But that we need to walk them in carefully, because we don't want to hurt any of their existing business. They need to keep what they have in place, and they need to add to it. What else could you be getting? How about everyone that's looking for air conditioner installations on the internet that you're not showing up for? So let's add that, and then when we show them that it works, they'll start changing over time. And we can help with those conversations. Okay? Yes, sir? Oh, we need your contact information. We have a tracking system, so you can just put, you can just put the location that you service, your area, as far as address. We keep track of you guys and who attends what trainings and how many referrals come in. Once you guys do have dealers working with our team, we don't want you just to contact us to bring somebody in. We want you to use us after the dealer's already working with us. Have strategy sessions with them. Have those conversations where we're giving you guys information. We're sitting in on a meeting where we can talk about what's working. Let's do more of it. What's not working, let's reallocate it, and what's next. And you guys will be able to come to the table with reports that show growth and progress. It's all transparent. You can access anything. Sweet.
And there's also, can you touch on how you can work through the Goodman Business Toolbox?
Yes.
I heard you mention that on the webinar. And that's just, you're one of those options, right? The marketing, what is it labeled as? Dealer marketing, I can't remember the name of the class, but that is you, right?
Yes. So we're about to launch a new website for this. We're replacing the one that they have. It'll make it a little bit easier, but you guys can host a workshop. I do 2 different workshops. One is called Target Marketing, and it's a combination of print, more traditional advertising, and digital. And then the one that will be up on Monday is called Digital Marketing and Lead Generation. That's straight digital for these ones that we need to get them moving. They're not already doing a bunch of print work. We don't have to, retrain them. That is a 2-day workshop. They get a 200-page workbook that is basically a business model, strategy plan, all of their current assets, logins, passwords, everything they need in one book. We take care of a lot of the nuts and bolts of getting them set up with the right stuff. And we find they don't have phones, we get them their phone systems in place, a VoIP system. They don't have their email, we get their email systems in place. They don't know how to use their computer, we get them set up with Google Chrome, bookmarks. We get them functioning as far as all the technology. And in addition to that, we help them put their digital marketing plan in place. It's a 2-day workshop. The dealers that attend it absolutely love it.
So what's the minimum attendee count?
I think
Is there one?
it's 15. 15, I believe.
And that would have, where would it be held? How does that work?
Here.
Okay, just at one of our branches or
Yeah, wherever you
wherever
want.
we wanna host it.
Wherever you want. You can even host it at corporate if you want.
So it comes for that.
So I believe they charge.
I think all the workshops have a cost.
Yeah, they have a cost, and then you have to work out with them how you want to do that. I know half of it's covered by corporate, and then you charge the dealers for attending, and some have not charged the dealers. So I don't know. That's not my area. What we recommend, same thing as EGIA said, is hold 2 different workshops. Hold one for all of your big dealers, so we can really dive into the complexities of all the different kinds of marketing, and hold one for all the smaller dealers where we can get them all set up to accelerate fast. We want these guys to start off with the right foot forward this year and know that we can all help put them in place. Essentially, the way I see this as a whole is I see everyone kind of working in independent silos. The financing group tells the dealer certain things. The web team tells them certain things. The TSM tells them certain things. The perfect pitch. There's all these silos when the reality is that we need to work together and be more strategic about how we approach this. And I know that we can do that. If you guys can walk into a dealer and say, let me show you what we've done in this area. We own page 1, position 1, and our dealers are the only dealers that are an option for the services they want to sell. Recruiting becomes a non-issue. You're going to have people knocking on your door when you take over their place. If they're currently sitting on page 1 of Google and it's someone you've wanted to recruit, taking over their page 1, position 1 spot will surely get their attention.
Have you done that workshop with any other Goodman regions yet? Or just
California. Yeah, we did Goodman, San Diego, Southern Cal. Yeah, you can ask about that.
I know those people very well out there.
Call them and ask them. The entire group that attended the meeting, only 2 dealers did not sign up.
How many dealers were roughly in the room?
12. So, and everyone signed at the event.
Can you give the feedback about what the dealers said after the event?
They said that, so one of the dealers was cracking jokes to the TSM. He was like, you didn't charge enough. I would pay way more. And the other one said that.
And these were smaller businesses,
yeah,
right?
Small and mid-size, yeah. Actually, we had 2 guys in there that were bigger dealers that have heard me speak for years.
Mm-hmm.
And they wound up actually finally making a move. Because they were fixing little things every time they heard me speak. And finally they came and said, okay, all right. We need to just move. We need to stop trying to piecemeal this together. One of the dealers basically said that he didn't think this was going to be worth anything. It was going to be boring. So he didn't even get a hotel room to stay the night. And he was like, I got my hotel room and we're good. I'm coming back after lunch. So we try to make it fun, And by the end of the meeting, it's the dealers are bugging me going, okay, how much? I want to sign. And I'm trying to just educate, not sell. But then eventually they're like, I just want to start. This makes sense. And that's where we want it. We want them to have complete buy-in and be an educated dealer, know why the stuff's important, not just jump in with crazy expectations thinking that a website by itself is going to do something. They learn that they have to participate, and they do.
So what was that site,
Site, and then whatever the website is, but get rid of the W's. So it goes.
I did that and it keeps taking me back to Google.
What is it?
Do site eastcoair.com.
EASCO So 118. Smaller, mid-size?
Yeah, mid-size.
Yeah. And if you see this and it comes back and it says 25 or 5, I love them because you can make a lot of progress real quick with content. I mean, those are fun stories to tell. If you could take 15 or 50 dealers in more rural areas, not as competitive, in smaller locations, and get them all moving at the same time, you could see your numbers change really quick. Versus if you go straight after people in the heart of Houston, where they have a lot of competition, it takes more time to make that progress. Still make progress, still important, but it takes longer. Okay.
All right,
Thank you guys.
The challenge is to get one of those classes, workshops filled. right? We'll talk about it afterwards, but that's what we need to work